Consider, if you will, a civilization lost to time. A people who built cities when most of the world still cowered in caves. They left behind not just buildings but stories, inscriptions carved in stone, revealing a truth that many would prefer remain buried. These are the Sumerians, the first known civilization, and according to their records, humanity itself was created for one purpose: to serve. The Sumerians wrote of gods, but not in the way you might think. Their deities were not ethereal spirits, not distant celestial beings. No, these gods were flesh and blood. They walked among men. They ruled over them, and they came from the stars. They were not gods. They were custodians. The Sumerians depicted their rulers traveling through the heavens in flying globes and fiery chariots, their eyes obscured by what some scholars interpret as protective visors, what others might call helmets. If these descriptions seem eerily familiar, they should, because across time and across cultures, the same imagery appears again and again. It is said that history repeats itself. But what if history is not repeating, but continuing? A story told in fragments, scattered across time, waiting to be pieced together. A story of ownership and of a species unaware it has been owned. The Sumerians recorded that these gods were not content with toil. The work was hard, the labor endless. The answer? A new breed, a creature designed to carry the burden. That creature was man. Modern science tells us that Homo sapiens emerged suddenly, without clear evolutionary precursors, a leap forward that defies gradual progression. The Sumerians had an answer. Humanity was engineered, not born. The first genetic experiment, a species built to serve. If the records are true, one among the so-called gods took pity on his creation. His name was Ea, later known as Enki, a scientist, an architect, a ruler. But unlike his kin, Ea saw humanity as more than livestock. He sought to grant them knowledge, to free them. The tale of Eden, a paradise lost, a place where man was kept docile, obedient, blissfully unaware of his true nature, until one day knowledge was granted, and for that crime humanity was punished, banished, cursed to toil, forever removed from enlightenment. A myth, we are told, a story, we are assured, but one that appears again and again throughout history under different names in different lands. Then came the Great Flood, a cleansing of the earth, not by divine will, but by decree. Humanity, too rebellious, too independent, had outlived its usefulness, and so the slate was wiped clean, or so they had hoped. You know the story of Noah. But before Noah, there was Utnapishtim, the Sumerian counterpart. Warned by Ea, he built an ark, gathered the living and defied the gods. A story of survival, but also of defiance, and it would not be the last. Millennia have passed, empires have risen and fallen, but the story remains, whispers of unseen rulers, signs in the sky. The hands of history guided by something or someone. The question is not whether they were here. The question is, are they still? Truth, they say, is stranger than fiction. But when fiction and history begin to merge, only one question remains: how much of it was ever fiction at all?